It is said that music has the ability to change an individual's behavior and emotion. Music can truly have profound psychological effects on humans. Music can change you. It can affect you positively and negatively. It was a peaceful autumn day when my mother gave me the violin. I had always wanted a violin. It was such a beautiful antique instrument. The chin rest of the violin was black. There was a dark red stain on the bridge of the violin. I truly didn't mind the stain at all. I was also given an extra set of strings, a soft cloth, and rosin. I thanked my mother for the beautiful and wondrous gift she gave me. I then went back into my room with my gift. On that night, I started having nightmares. The nightmares were incredibly vivid. Every night, I wake up with the emotions of fear and sadness in my mind. I started having hallucinations as well. Every day, I see a boy with no heart. He physically has no heart. There was a bloody wound on the left side of his chest. His skin was white as snow, and his hair was black as the feathers of a raven. His eyes were replaced with darkness. I see him every night as well. Every night, he would just stand there next to my bed, with an emotionless expression on his face. I believe that I'm just hallucinating. Am I? Am I just hallucinating? Am I mad? The next day, I began to play on my violin. It wouldn't make any sound, though. Odd. I used the rosin for my bow, yet there was still no sound coming from the instrument. The room was silent for about 10 seconds. Then, I heard music. The music was coming from the violin. I was not playing the instrument at all. It just played by itself. The music sounded like the Moonlight Sonata, played in reverse. I immediately dropped the instrument. I was truly frightened. The darkness then began to consume the room. The music was growing louder. My ears started bleeding. I saw the boy right next to me. He slowly twisted his head. His emotionless expression turned into a grim-looking smile. He said nothing. All I could hear was the distorted music. I felt something cold on my shoulder. I didn't want to look, so I closed my eyes. Then I woke up. The violin was right next to me on my bed. At that time, I never wanted to see that violin again. I began to set up a bonfire in my backyard. I tossed the violin into the fire, hoping it will be the last time I will ever see that instrument. The next day, I got up to get myself some breakfast. I felt relieved. I then went back into my room with my breakfast. It was there. The violin. Lovell was there as well. He was standing right next to the violin, with that same emotionless expression on his face. "You have to try harder on getting rid of me," he said with a quiet voice. I named him Lovell because I found the name carved on the upper bout of the violin. My room started to get cold. There were dark red stains on the walls of my room. I dropped my breakfast and ran out of my room. I could still hear it. The Moonlight Sonata played in reverse. I thought I was about to die or wake up, but nothing happened. The music kept on playing. I wasn't exactly sure if this was all real, or I was just going mad. I just wanted it to stop! It did. I couldn't hear the music anymore. I went back into my room. Lovell and the dark red stains were gone, but not the violin. How was I supposed to get rid of it? I thought of many ways on how to get rid of the violin, yet only one solution came up. I had no choice but to give the violin to someone else. Lovell appeared again. I believe he knew what I was up to. He grinned at me. I didn't know what to do. I took the violin, then left the house. Fortunately for me, I sold the violin. Unfortunately, it is still out there. Lovell is still out there. That cursed violin is still out there. Music can change you. It truly has changed me.